Hello everyone. Good morning once again and welcome back once again to your favorite channel, that is StudyIQ as English. My name is Praveen Mishra and we are going to start today's The Hindu analysis, date being 4th of April 2025, right? So, as with regard to the previous sessions, what we have been discussing, that is the one topic that's floating throughout the whole globe through the social media, print, electronic medias, everywhere. And that is with regard to the present US President Donald Trump's statement on the Liberation Day and its government or administration's actions over the imposition of tariffs on the exports from the foreign countries in the United States of America. What implications? How much good, how much bad it is for how many industries or which industries and which country is to be benefited with it? Or what are the things that Mr. Trump has initiated because of the so called Liberation Day, right? So India holds fire as Trump announces tariffs, ranging from 25-26% up to 49% of the tariffs, okay, have been imposed by the present American administration over the goods that are being exported to United States from countries, different countries, from Europe, from North America, from South America, to Australia, to Asia, to Africa, from wherever the country is. Many of the countries, they do face as minimum as 27%, that is India, but there are countries those who face more than 40, 45, in fact 49% of the tariffs as well, right? So one thing is to be noted here. And what is that? All of these tariffs, all of these tariffs, they are being imposed on the exports, right? So a trade war has been initiated by America against the whole globe. Guys, make it clear that trade war is not a new phenomenon. Trade war is not something that just it has come into the limelight, into the news, into the existence or something like that. No, absolutely not. It's a particular phrase that has been in use into the world of geopolitics since last 3 decades, and specifically since last 1.5 decades, between two great powers of this planet, two bigger powers of this planet, that is America versus China, right? So trade war is going on. Sometimes China imposes tariffs, and in order to counter that, America imposes it, and sometimes Russia also comes into the picture. Okay, but this has happened for the first time in this whole globe, that one particular nation has initiated the trade war, that is imposition of tariffs against the whole nation, right? Against the whole countries of this planet. So it is not so wrong thing to state here. You might be thinking that, "Arey yaar, aap to kuch zyada hi bol rahe," right? You might be having this thing in your mind right now, that now whatever, sir, you are stating, it is beyond, this is beyond the facts of being normalcy, right? Beyond normalcy, beyond general things. Yes, this could happen. This is what you could start thinking after my next statement. That is, yes, it's here. With this Liberation Day, so called Liberation Day of America, and imposing the tariffs, America has officially initiated the platform, or has completed, actually, the actual term that I should take. America has actually completed the construction of the platform that is known as World War III. So the platform, that is the stage, is now set, right? According to the myths and the legends, okay, like for example, Nostradamus, we have. He stated that World War III will start with the fall of Syria, right? No, I'm not trying to, threaten or means like frighten anyone. No, absolutely not that. Not like that. I'm just spelling the facts, right? So Syria has fallen a couple of months back with the ousting and exile of the former Syrian president Bashar al-Assad. And apart from that, Syria being falling under the direct control of ISIS. Israel-Palestine war. the issues throughout the whole of the Middle East, including the Central and West African countries from Nigeria to Sudan to South Sudan. If you can see inside Asia only, there are multiple countries, those who are in absolute economic or political crisis, starting from Pakistan, moving ahead to Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar, Sri Lanka is an example. And so India is also not on a very nice stage. We are also struggling somewhere politically, round the way, everywhere, economically, and yes, some religious extremism vacuum that has been created. This is all what we are facing. So, technically speaking, so in our country as well, though we do not have a full fledged crisis, thankfully, touch wood, we do not have a full fledged crisis, but yes, we are almost into the scenario, right? Somewhere the language row, somewhere the demand of separatism, the extremism, and apart from that, the terrorist activities, they are also being witnessed by each and every one of us each and every single day. No single newspaper, no single day's newspaper is there that doesn't provide us this news that somewhere either the Maoist activity or the terrorist activities they have been encountered. Economy is struggling and so is our politics, right? We are battling with multiple cancers, from corruption to malnutrition to and any of them to many of them, right? So with this, what we can see, the construction or the manufacturing of that so-called stage of World War III, it is totally done. And now next news is that we will be encountering in the upcoming time, that will be all about countries trying to tackle the so-called tariffs, starting from China, going to England, going to Australia, from India, then many Southeast Asian, Macro Asian nations, or the South American nations, all of the European and the African nations, they will start it. They will have to start it. They do not possess any other single option, right? They do not have, right? Okay, guys, I think I'm clearly visible, audible, right? Okay. So the countries, they will have to do it. Come what may, they will have to do it. And see, let's see the interesting data. This is what is stated, okay? US President Donald Trump announced far-reaching new tariffs nearly on all US trading partners, threatening to dismantle much of the architecture of the global economy and trigger broader trade wars. So as you can see this image, the blue line actually represents the US's trade deficit in dollars, in $1,000,000. The red line, it actually represents the new tariff percentage announced by Donald Trump. So with China, America's trade deficit, it is 2,63,338 million US dollars. With Mexico, it is 1,79,000 something. With European Union, it is 1,61,000. With Vietnam, it is 1,22,000, and falling. And with regard to India, it is 46,000. Canada, 35,000. Malaysia, 23,000. Israel, 7,000. You know what? A particular thing that you might be thinking or you might have not yet noticed, there is absence of one country that should be the country in the list, but Donald Trump's administration has not even mentioned that country, okay, while just giving up the speech over the so-called liberation war. Once again, that is the country of Russia. Why Donald Trump is so much delicate, so much having soft corner, the soft part towards Russia? Even in the zone of tariffs, while giving the speech of the Liberation Day and imposition of the tariffs, he hasn't mentioned the word Russia nowhere. Right? Why, Mr. Trump? What's happening? Is there a secret deal, a secret agreement, or a treaty, or a pact being signed between Trump's administration and Russia? No one knows. It will be written in the history books centuries later. But yes, presently we are in darkness. We don't know what's going on between America and Russia. Absolutely no clue, right? We know it very well that yes, Mr. Trump is pro-Russia. Yep, it is. He is. But how much pro? With regard to the tilt towards Russia or soft corner towards Russia, will Donald Trump have an agreement with Russia? Don't know, right? An agreement that is, based on trade, defense, some good bilateral relations. Will America just take Russia out of its CAATSA sanctions? Will that happen? Because if that happens, that will be a good news for the globe. That will be, yes. Because in that way, when America-Russia relations, they are, posted on the softer grounds, when they are just having delicacy between themselves. That means Russia will also compel or will also try to pursue China to have the normalcy there. So the three great powers, when they are having normalcy within themselves, that will eliminate all sorts of threat, okay, of the World War III. Yes, that will for sure. And it will also provide good boost to the circulation of trade, that is overall economy. But this is what just assumptions and speculations they are. Simply speaking, it's just a dreamboat. Okay, so let's just wait what the destiny has kept for us in the box. Okay, what's the Pandora's box will be given. Okay, and what will be the next things. It will be all matter of time, right? So coming about the Liberation Day. The tariff hikes which Mr. Trump has said for weeks would herald April 2 as Liberation Day for the US were considerably broader and higher than experts had predicted. Yes, experts were predicting between 20 to 25 to maximum 30%. But Trump's administration has reached it to up to 49%. So US President invoked his authority. Do US President has any such kind of authority according to the statute? Yes, there is a statute that was enacted in the year 1977. It is named as Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977 of the United States of America. But the point is that everyone is having this question. What emergency, man? What type of emergency? Emergency that you need to admit that you aren't is that you are in absolute financial crisis. You are okay, some $35 trillion of economy, but some nearly $31 to $32 trillion of the debt you also possess. This is what America needs to admit it onto the global stage, into the global international forums. From G20 to UN, from UNSC to every other particular international financial organization, that is IMF, World Bank, and so on. Though they try to, just refrain from this topic whenever asked. But the fact is, the world knows. And when the world knows and when you are opting for such type of an actions, specifically taking the protocols of the EEFA, that is Emergency Economic Powers Act, EEPA actually. That means it tells that America is undergoing a financial emergency situation. For sure it is. Okay. So, to address large and persistent US good trade deficits, which he called a national emergency. Don't call it as a financial emergency. Don't be ashamed of it. Right? Next, he announced a 10% baseline tariff on all countries. 10% baseline tariffs will be there on all countries' products. Okay, which will take effect from April 5. An individualized reciprocal higher tariff on the countries with which the US has the largest trade deficits will also be imposed from April 9. So basically, this so-called Liberation Day of America has imposed two certain types of tariffs. The first one, that is 10% on all countries. Okay, and up to 49%. Okay, that is being the 10% one that will be imposed on April 5 on the exports of every country, whosoever the country is. From Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan to India, China, England, Australia, New Zealand, whatsoever. Right? 10% tariff will be on each and every country's goods as well as services. Then other one, with whom America is having highest trade deficits, that is from China, India, Israel, whatsoever. Up to 49%, ranging from product to product. Okay, varying from product to product. Okay, and that will be imposed from April 9, right? So this is what America's tariffs through the emergency, that is the Act EEPA, that is Emergency Economic Powers Act, International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Okay, so in which zone America has kept India? Where are we standing in America's tariffs? So it is up to 27% adjusted tariffs for India. Though we have got multiple bilateral agreements with regard to trade with the country of US, but still US has imposed 27% adjusted tariffs for us, that is India. But that is, something what we can say, chalo yaar, hamara to fir bhi kam hai. Okay, man. Anyways, ours are still, it is less. Okay, ours tariff, it is still less as compared to the other ones, just for the sake of satisfying our inner selves. That is, ours is 27% tariff, but see the other ones. Okay, like for example, okay, Vietnam 46%, a small country, a small economy, but still America has imposed 46% of the tariffs on Vietnam. Thailand 37%. बांग्लादेश 37%. कहां से देगा रे ये? इधर तो गया. Too much stress for Bangladesh. 37%. 37% मतलब gone. Nothing. Okay. Sri Lanka 44%. Dude, it's a big financial crisis, good financial debt, all thanks to China. But still, Sri Lanka is like, America is like, I will impose. It is my will, my choice, my IEEPA. Okay, that is the Act of 1977, International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Okay, I will impose. You don't want to send your products? Don't send. Right? Now, 44% for Pakistan. Okay, Sri Lanka 44% and Pakistan 30%. Even if America would have imposed 10%, then also Pakistan would have started milling, crying, and oh, sir, once you were my this karta dharta, my breadwinner, my so-called guardian, and now you are imposing tax on me. Very bad. And America be like, very bad. Get lost. Okay, pay 30% of the tariffs. So, which could give India some comparative advantage. Right? And the biggest industry in India that would be that will be having trouble with regard to these tariffs, it will be India's diamond and jewelry sector. So guys, make it clear, the biggest sector that will be in trouble because of the so-called Liberation Day and the tariffs imposition, it will be India's diamond and the jewelry sector. It could be hit hard, as the Diamond and Jewelry Promotion Council has stated that given the tariffs, it will be a challenge to sustain India's current export volume of $10 billion to the US market. $10 billion of the jewelries, they are being exported to America year by year by year. Right? How much? $10 billion of jewelry, specifically diamond. Okay. So the United States accounts for more than 30% of India's annual gems and jewelry exports. That is of nearly 32 billion US dollars. Okay. America's market of jewelry is dominated by Indian exports. And specifically, the cap there is $32 billion presently. Right? So this will be affected at the highest. So just imagine 27% excess amount on $10 billion. Like, it is huge amount, right? And now the industry is bit feared, okay, that it will for sure hamper their trade, hamper their business. And an industry that need not any trouble. Which industry is that? Okay, the jewelry industry is the biggest troubled industry here with regard to these tariffs. But a sector, a particular department of economy which needs not worry. Okay, what is that? It is the auto industry. It does not expect to face any significant impact from the reciprocal tariffs, as automobiles and auto parts, they were not covered by it. So guys, be very specific. Okay, with regard to the new tariff plan, United States Department, United States Administration actually has not inducted neither the vehicles, neither their parts, okay, into their tariffs list. So an industry that is most affected is the jewelry and the diamond, simply jewelry. An industry which is having no literal impact over these new tariff rules, that will be automobile industries, from the whole automobile, from the whole vehicle to its spare parts. Okay, as these are the things which are not inducted, literally not inducted in any of the tariff plans, the new tariff plans, the so-called new tariff plans given by the United States of America, right? So the auto industry would be like, okay, what I have to do, no problem, chill, right? So coming to the next headline, the next news for the day here. Clear Mekedatu and other projects. This is what the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has stated. Okay. Now, let's go ahead with the news first. A delegation by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on Thursday called on Union Minister for Jal Shakti, okay, that is C.R. Patil, and urged him to direct the officials in the ministry to accord clearances for the 5 major pending irrigation projects, including the one that is Mekedatu and Upper Bhadra in, once again, the delightful state of Karnataka. I will take the word delightful. Yes, there are issues with regard to the language, but still, when it comes to the Kannadigas, when it comes to the local people, they are the people, those who have been gifted with some wonderful culture, from art to culture, from performing arts to the other culture. That is the paintings they do have, that is what we are discussing in our art and culture segment. The dances they do have, the cuisine they do have, and apart from that, yes, the traditions they do follow. It's something that mesmerizes the eyes. It's eye-catching, attracting, and wonderful. That is why the word delightful. Yes, I admit we are right now troubled because of some language issues. Yes, there are some differences created, but no problem. Yeah, there is a problem, obviously. But yeah, this problem, this issue, this differentiation, and this differences, okay, they will be cleared out in pretty well time, right? In pretty soon time. So guys, coming to the point, that is the Mekedatu or Makedetu or Makedatu. It has been pronounced in multiple different languages as, okay, where Karnataka. So the clearance has not yet been given, and for that, the Chief Minister of the state of Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah, has urged to the Union Minister for Jal Shakti. Okay, so now talking about the features of the Mekedatu project. Okay, what does this Mekedatu actually mean? So the word Mekedatu actually mean the sheep's or the goat's sleep. Okay, it's a deep gorge, Mekedatu when you talk about, it's a deep gorge situated at the confluence of the rivers, two wonderful rivers, Kaveri and its biggest tributary as well, that is Arkavati. Okay, so Mekedatu, what it is the confluence, or once again, basically speaking, Sangam of two different rivers. One is, yes, India's fourth largest river, what we have, that is Kaveri, and apart from that, its biggest tributary, that is named as Arkavati. So the Mekedatu project, what it is, a multi-purpose project, first of all, involving the construction of a balancing reservoir near the location that is Kankapura in Ramanagara district of Karnataka. So basically, even if you are not able to recall the district or the location, but just remember the name, Mekedatu or Mekedatu. Okay, situated where? In Karnataka. What is the project there? Okay, to make a balancing reservoir. Okay, that is providing the water to the multiple locations in the equal amount. And apart from that, based Mekedatu project is based on which river? Okay, so it is basically river Kaveri and its tributary, biggest tributary, what we can say, that is Arkavati. Okay, and the other fact, its primary objective to provide drinking water to Bangalore and neighboring areas, totaling nearly 4.75 TMC. and generate 400 MW of power. Okay, so basically, Mekedatu, it is having two distinct features, or particularly the targets or aim, the project Mekedatu. That is, firstly, to provide clean drinking water to the city, Silicon Valley of India, that is Bengaluru. And second one, yes, obviously, to generate clean energy, because with the help of hydroelectricity, and up to 400 megawatt of it, right? So the the two aims of the project Mekedatu. Okay, what is that? Clean drinking water, specifically to the areas of Bengaluru, and apart from that, second one, to generate hydroelectricity. Okay, Mekedatu, once again, the actual meaning, the goats sleep, and apart from that, based on two different rivers, one is the Kaveri and other one its tributary only, that is known as Arkavati. So talking about the river Kaveri, it is known with the local language, in the local language, as Panni in Tamil, and it's the fourth largest river of our South India, right? So call it Kaveri or call it Panni or Ponni. Okay, it's same, fourth largest river of our South India, a sacred river as well. Rises from which location? So from where does it rise and where does it drains? Okay, so the origin to the drain, that is from rise to the drain. So Brahmagiri, okay, and rises towards, flows towards the whole of the Western Ghats and reaches Bay of Bengal, crossing through Pondicherry. So the river mouth is created where? The river mouth is created at the drain, that is in the Bay of Bengal, specifically in the Union Territory of Pondicherry. And starting from what location? Starting from the location of Brahmagiri of the Western Ghats in the southwestern Karnataka, flows in southeasterly direction through the states of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and descends the Eastern Ghats in a series of great falls and drains into Bay of Bengal through Pondicherry. So starting from Brahmagiri and ending to Bay of Bengal through Pondicherry. So as you can see, okay, so this is what the Brahmagiri region is. So this is where the river is starting and draining through Karnataka and entering the parts of Tamil Nadu, and then one union territory as well, that is Pondicherry, and then finally draining into the Bay of Bengal. So guys, make it clear, right? It touches three distinct locations, two states and one union territory. Okay, it is Karnataka, starting from Karnataka only, that is Brahmagiri Hills, okay, and draining through the union territory of Pondicherry into the Bay of Bengal. So when it is asked that how many states the river Kaveri touches, so it will be only and only two states. But if the question is how many states and union territories the river Kaveri touches, so it will be three. Two states and one union territory, that is Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and the third one being the union territory of Pondicherry. So before draining, it makes multiple falls. Okay, so as you can see, nearly 5 or 7 of them. Okay, so this is what the Kaveri river is also called in the Tamilian language as Ponni. Okay, so the next news, the next headline for us today in the list, here we go. So High Court to hear plea on vehicle cap for Ooty and Kodaikanal. Okay, so what is happening with regard to the two wonderful as well as once again delightful locations? The one is Ooty falling in the Nilgiri Hills, and the other one, the adjoining area, that is Kodaikanal. The two of the places that are not wrong to state that these are the places which are tourist hotspots. If you are a wanderlust, a backpacker, and the one who needs to explore something new, and if you haven't explored yet the Nilgiris, then this is a fine place for you, right? Yeah, I do not have any contract with the Nilgiri Hills Department of Tourism to endorse them, just, personally speaking. So yeah, coming to the point, that is the areas of Nilgiri. And what is the news here? With regard to the excess flow of tourists, too much influx of the tourists, the local area, the tourist department has issued a notice that will provide a cap on the day-to-day daily traveling of the vehicles. basically. So on weekdays, it has been kept as 6,000 vehicles per day, and on weekends, it is capped as 8,000 vehicles per day. Against this particular order, the district collector of the Nilgiris, okay, has filed a petition into the Karnataka High Court seeking the reversal of this order. As Mr. Collector has stated that it will be really difficult for the administration to keep a proper count, a balance, or the watch or monitoring simply that today how many vehicles they are there. 6,000 is the mark that they have it or not, or 8,000 on the weekends they have it or not. It will need to deploy multiple other workforce, multiple other this work power, or the simply speaking the human power would be needed, the human resource would be needed, and it will lead to some compromise in the other tasks of the administration, for which Mr. Collector, okay, though not wrong in his stand, has went to file a petition to the High Court, the State High Court of Karnataka. That is, it's the time that we need to act. Okay, need to act where? Not Karnataka, sorry. Okay, basically it's Tamil Nadu. Okay. So coming to the point here, that is, the petition or the appeal is not wrong. Okay, absolutely valid grounds. But what's the context of us with regard for us with regard to this news? The areas of Nilgiri. Okay, so yes, Nilgiri, as the name reflects, blue mountains. Okay, Nilgiri is what? Basically, Nil, that is blue, Giri, that is mountain in the local language. So Nilgiri, here we go. Okay, as you can see, Nilgiri. Right, what the actual name is, Nilgiri, basic meaning, blue mountains. Okay, so talking about the factors, the importance of Nilgiri. So first of all, it's a biosphere reserve. So which literally means, okay, blue mountains originated from the blue flower, okay, blue flower clad mountains of the Nilgiri plateaus. So there is too much of the dominance or edge effect of some blue colored flowers, because of which it has got its name, that is the blue mountains. And it was the first biosphere reserve of India to be established in the year 1986. So when it comes to the fact that which was the first biosphere reserve of our country, so it is the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. And see the next thing here. The Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is an international biosphere reserve as well, okay, in the Western Ghats and Nilgiri Hill ranges of South India. So Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve was first included in UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves in the year 2000. Okay, so World UNESCO Reserve it is, National Biosphere Reserve it is as well. And then the Nilgiris subcluster is a part of the Western Ghats, which was declared a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO in 2012. So what's the importance of Nilgiris? First biosphere reserve of the country, World Heritage Site as well, and apart from that, included in the UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves as well. So UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves in the year 2000, and apart from that, yes, World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2012. Okay, what's the name? Nilgiris. We talk about the important flora and fauna. Okay, which has been a particular thing that is always in newspapers or current affairs. So animals, when you talk about animals, so we have got Nilgiri tar, Nilgiri langur, slender tolls, okay, black buck, tiger, gaur, Indian elephant, and marten. They are found in abundance here. And when you talk about the marine or the aquatic ecosystem, so freshwater fishes such as Nilgiri danio. What is Nilgiri danio? It is one of the fish. Then Nilgiri barb, also a fish, and apart from that, Bhavani barb. They are endemic to this biosphere reserve. So three major names with regard to the aquatic or the marine species. What we have got, the freshwater fishes. What are they? Nilgiri danio. Then apart from that, we have got Bhavani barb, and apart from that, we have got the Nilgiri barb as well. So Nilgiri danio, Nilgiri barb, and Dovani barb. So these are the three famous fishes or the aquatic species in the freshwater of Nilgiri mountains, that is the blue mountains. Okay guys, so these are the basic features with regard to the Nilgiris. Next, another moment of GI tag. This time, yesterday, as we were discussing about the Rindia silk or the Eri silk or the Ahimsa silk from wonderful state of Meghalaya. Now, another God's own country of our country, that is Kerala. It has got a GI tag for its product that is known as Kannadipaya. Okay, what is the name? Kannadipaya. See, with regard to the name Kannadipaya, you might get confused that, okay, Kannadipaya is in Karnataka. No, Kannadipaya is from Kerala. So it's a type of a shawl or a sheet, what you can call it. Okay, it gets GI tag anchoring tribal handicraft on the global map. So what is the features for the Kannadipaya? What are the things that we need to mark out? So here we go. Guys, be very specific while we are just marking out the things here, okay? So, Kannadipaya, a unique tribal handicraft. So, first thing, tribal handicraft from where? From the state of Kerala. Got the GI tag. And apart from that, GI tag has been awarded because of what? Okay, because of its famous features. So, the first thing, as you can see here, Kannadipaya is the first tribal handicraft product from Kerala, okay, from Kerala, and it has got the GI tag as well. And apart from that, the literal meaning, how do I justify the word Kannadipaya? Okay, so it will be a mirror mat. Okay, so what is mirror mat known as? It is Kannadipaya. Or what is Kannadipaya is known as? It is known as the mirror map, right? So unique properties. What are the unique properties of our Kannadipaya? So made from the soft inner layers of reed bamboo. Okay, so a species of bamboo or a variety of bamboo that is known as reed. Okay, Kannadipaya. The mat stands out for its unique properties, that is providing warmth during winter and cooling effect in summer. So it is having the dual role. It will provide you warmth during winters, whereas it will cool you down during the summers. So one sheet, one blanket performing the dual roles. If you remember a couple of day before back, we discussed about Challakeri Kambli. That was in Karnataka, in the region of Challakeri, the grasslands of Challakeri. Okay, also known as the Mahel Kalava, right? Amrit Mahel Kalava. So here we have got another name, okay, that is Kannadipaya, okay, from Kerala. Kannadipaya, that is also known as mirror mat, okay, and having the dual properties, that is providing warmth in winter, or else it is also providing the cool in summer, right? So cooling effect in summer. The craft is preserved by the communities, as what we can see, wonderful tribal communities, Urali, Mannan, Muthuva, Malayan, and Kadar tribal communities. Okay, and by some other name as well, we have got Ulladan, Malayalan, and Hill Pulaya artisans in the Udduki district of Karnataka. Kerala. Okay, Udduki, Ernakulam, and Palakkad. So, though the name of the districts, they are not that important for you to remember, but yes, the other factors. Kannadipaya, also known as mat. Okay, dual properties, providing warmth in winter and cool in summer, cooling effect in summer. Okay, apart from that, the first tribal GI tag thing in the state of Kerala. And yes, the communities that are involved here. So the names of the communities: Urali, Mannan, Muthuva, Malayan, and Kandar. These are the names that you need to mark out. Okay, guys. So moving ahead with the next thing. So Kannadipaya, that is bamboo mirror mat. Okay, which bamboo? What is the source? That is the raw material here. So it is the reed bamboo. So just make it the distinction very clear. Okay, bamboo. Which variety of bamboo? Reed bamboo, also known as mirror mat. Okay, traditional bamboo mirror mat woven by the communities, the tribal communities with at most rich culture for sure. Urali, Mannan, Kaddar, and Muthuva. Okay, the design is what? Square. Okay, what type of design? Square designs. Okay, and what are they called? They are called Kannadi. So from there the name Kannadipaya. Okay, so guys, very clear. Kannadi from where? Kannadi, what is that? The square designs of the Kannadi Paya. And from here the name. So as you can see, the square designs. Okay, this is what we can mark. So if you can see clearly, okay, these are the designs which are absolutely square. Okay, and in the local language, these squares, they are termed as Kannadi. Okay, and this Kannadi from where it gets its name. Okay, that is Kannadi Paya. Okay, that's it. So the next news for us. Okay, so next feature for us, first of all, with the same news, the GI tag, as we were discussing with the India topic as well. A GI, that is a sign used on certain products that corresponds to a specific geographical location or a simple origin. Okay, so the GI tag actually, it ensures that only the authorized users or those residing in the geographical territory, they are allowed to use the popular product's name. Okay, that is what the term GI tag means, that if I'm belonging to that particular territory or geographical region, then only I'm allowed to use that name for my product, or else I cannot. Okay, so it also protects the product from being copied or being imitated by others. So no duplicacy, no piracy, no copying of the products is allowed. So the GI tag provides the protection from piracy. And who provides the GI tag, first of all? So it will be the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIII. Okay, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, working under which ministry? It is the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So simply speaking, ministry who provides the GI tag, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The department working under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, that will be the Department of Industry and Internal Trade. And for how much time do we have validity for this GI tag? Yes, a GI tag is valid for 10 years. So it will be, kept under analysis and subject to renewal after every 10 years. So yesterday only the Rindia silk of Meghalaya, and today the Kannadipaya, this blanket of Kerala. So after 10 years, these will be once again subject to the review of providing the GI tag or not. Right? So moving to the next news, the next headline, the next topic for the day, that is the Axiom Space Mission and India's Shubhanshu Shukla, our own astronaut, who is also the leading names in our Gaganyaan mission, will join the Axiom 4 space mission, that is to reach the International Space Station. So first of all, we from the StudyIQ English specifically, we would like to represent our gratitude and thanks. And yes, dear Subhanshu sir, you are our pride. Thank you so much for making India pride, as you are one of the first Indians, those who will be landing on the International Space Station through the Axiom 4 space mission. Yes, the space mission belongs not to ISRO, not to the European or Canadian, but yes, it is through the American Space Agency, that is popularly termed as NASA. Okay, so Subhanshu sir, Subhanshu Shukla sir will be going ahead with the Gaganyaan mission, along with, yes, firstly right now is on board with the Axiom 4. Right, so what's the name? Subhanshu Shukla, leading in two distinct missions. The first one is the Gaganyaan and the other one will be the Axiom 4. So talking about Axiom 4, okay, and here is Subhanshu sir, here at the center here. Right, so Axiom 4, that is a private spaceship to the International Space Station operated by Axiom Space, a US based space infrastructure company. It is the fourth mission in collaboration with NASA. The first ones, they were termed as Axiom 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Okay, the fourth one right now, that is with the Indian astronaut Subhanshu Shukla sir. Right, so Axiom, what is this? A private company which is having the missions named as Axiom missions. For where? For reaching the International Space Station. Okay, in collaboration with which organization? So it will be NASA, National Aeronautical Space Administration of America. Okay, simply NASA. So The next headline, the next news, the next topic for us from today's newspaper. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has moved a resolution against delimitation to protect state autonomy. This is another resolution by Mr. Stalin in last 72 hours. The previous one also, with regard to the Kachathivu Island and the protection of the fishermen of Tamil Nadu, was on absolute valid grounds. And yes, no doubt, I would like to appreciate Mr. Stalin. That yes, he has been under the blanket of too much of the criticism on his comments over the Hinduism or the Sanatan Dharma in last 1 year, and in fact more. But I believe that was absolutely a particular act of publicity or just gaining some political mileage, as what the politicians, they are always in the dire need. Their hunger, their thirst for their publicity and their public image is something that has always troubled the social fabric of our country and has divided you and me, that is we, the people of India, right? But just not discussing those things here, just let's ignore what Mr. Stalin has stated since last years whatsoever. But today, it's another event that applause and an applaud is needed for Mr. M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. As 2 days back, he was fighting for the fishermen rights, okay, the rights of the fishermen, specifically their access to the Kachathivu Island. And today, he's talking about Delimitation Commission. Okay, he has stated that the new Delimitation Commission or the delimitation thing will be providing not much highlight, not much of the seats to Tamil Nadu that shall degrade its representation inside the Union Parliament. This is what Mr. Stalin has to state. How much right and how much wrong it is, as of now, it is not the very rational thing for us to discuss that. Because the Delimitation Act is yet to be done. It is not yet done. It is yet to be done. And until and unless it is done, okay, and until and unless the protocols or provisions are set for the new one, till then it will be really, very irrational for the common man to discuss whether the delimitation will be providing or degrading, will be providing with the degrade into the representation of the state of Tamil Nadu inside Union Parliament. Though the present speculations or anticipations with regard to the commission has stated that yes, it will provide lesser of the seats as compared to the other states. And with regard to the population and density of the population of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Stalin has stated this, that we need to have more focus on the enhancement of the seats of MPs and as well as MLAs with regard to the delimitation, okay, that is about to happen. Okay, so first of all, the question that that might be roaming here inside your mind, that is, what is this delimitation word actually? How do I define this word delimitation? So the answer here is very clear. Delimitation means the process of fixing the number of seats. That is basically boundaries of territorial constituencies in each and every state for Lok Sabha as well as legislative assemblies. So this is what the word delimitation basically means. What is that? It is the process of fixing or capping the boundaries, not just the seats, but also its boundaries, that is territorial constituencies in each and every state for Lok Sabha as well as their own legislative assemblies. So with regard to the delimitation process, it is performed by a delimitation commission that is set under an act of parliament, and so far delimitation has been set up 4 times. Okay, 1952, 1963, 1973 and 2002. Okay, so guys, make it clear. So far till today, till 4th of April 2025, the delimitation commissions, okay, they have been established 4 times. Okay, how many times? 4. What are the years? The first one came into the year 1952, followed by 1963, a decade later 1973, and more than 3.5 decades later, that is 2002. Okay, so 4 times, and the 5th one is about to come into existence. So there is any constitutional provision that entitles or empowers Parliament to enact a delimitation act and go ahead with the Delimitation Commission? Yes. Parliament under Article 82 can enact the delimitation enactments or the delimitation commission. Okay, after every census, what the Constitution has stated. Okay, after every census. So under Article 170, states also gets divided into the territorial constituencies as per the Delimitation Act after every census. So the two articles with regard to the delimitation. Remember, Delimitation Commission is not a constitutional authority. Delimitation Commission is not constitutional body. It is a non-constitutional body. The Parliament has the authority to enact a delimitation commission. Okay, under Article 82. And along with Article 82, we have got another article here as well. That is Article 170 that provides the state. They also can get divided into the territorial constituencies as per the Delimitation Act that has been enacted by the Parliament. And Parliament derives the authority to enact such thing through Article 82. Okay. So, what will be the composition? So, firstly, it will be led by the retired Supreme Court judge, not mandatorily Chief Justice of India, any retired Supreme Court judge, but the fact is retired. Second one, there will be the Chief Election Commissioner. And third one, it will be state election commissioners. A multiple thing has been, the plural noun is here. Commissioners word has been mentioned, right? So, respective state commissioners. So, wherever the delimitation is about to be performed. So, how many members it will be? Let's say, for example, okay, just for instance, what we can keep, Delimitation Commission is made just for the state of Tamil Nadu, for example. Okay, and Tamil Nadu is having 5 state election commissioners, for example, 5. Then this Delimitation Commission will have how many members? So, one retired Chief Justice, retired Supreme Court Judge of India, then Chief Election Commissioner, 2, and 5 state election commissioners. So, it will be having 7. Now, let's say, for instance, Delimitation Commission is for whole of the nation. So, let's say in whole of the nations and all of the states and UTs, okay, we have got, let's say, 100 election commissioners, for example. So, it will be having what? The 100 state election commissioners plus 1 chief election commissioner of our country and 1 retired Supreme Court judge as the chief. Okay, so it will be having 102, for instance, if it is for the sake of whole nation, and for instance, if there are 100 state election commissioners. Okay, so the 2 of them, they are fixed. The third one will be varied in figures. Okay, so next news: systematic erosion of freedom of speech, says one of the parliamentarians, K.K. Venugopal. When it comes to the fundamental rights, specifically speech and expression, India has been in bigger of the limelight, that though the biggest democracy of this globe, largest democracy of this globe and the mother of democracy, we are being called. And in India, we have seen n number of instances where the freedom of speech and expression has been curtailed either by the coercive manner, either through the coercive means, or through the stalwarts of anti-human rights. They could be politicians, they could be officers, they could be criminals, they could be celebrities, they could be industrialists, they could be either common man. Right? That's why the word stalwarts of the crime, specifically crime of capping the human rights. We all do this. No doubt, no shame, we have. Okay, we all do this. And the fact here that we need to understand that this is what the world observes as well. There is an organization named as Reporters Without Borders. And every year, this Reporter Without Borders, they do provide a global press freedom index. Okay, like global freedom of press index. Okay, you know what? Out of 180 countries, What is India's latest ranking in Global Freedom of Press Index given by a non-government organization, that is Reporters Without Borders? The latest ranking out of 180 for India is 159. Alarming. And alarm is not false alarm. This is troubling. And the present news, it has come from censoring of more than 25 or 26 parts of a movie that has represented some of the events of the Gujarat riots that has happened 2.5 decades around back. Okay. The name of the movie stands as L2 Empuran. Okay, so what is L2 Empuran? It is basically a movie, okay, that represents the events that have happened during the riots of Gujarat. Okay, so this is what the present stand is. And what's your opinion? After the class has ended, I would like to hear about your opinion on this freedom of speech. Not now, not into the chat box here. Please let me know what's your opinion on the stand on freedom of speech, stand of freedom of speech in India. Okay. So, coming to the next headline for us. Why are undersea cables so important? Much, very big article, right? Let's cut it short. Don't worry. Okay, that's what my duty is. What are undersea cables and why are they important? Okay, so a particular article published in today's The Hindu talks about undersea cables, their importance for all of us, specifically for the country of India. So the questions: what are undersea cables? Why are they important? How do they connect internet networks globally? What is India's subsea cable ecosystem? What are some of the challenges in laying the cables in India? And why is India considered vulnerable to disruptions? And how can it be improved? So multiple questions that needs to be answered. Okay, so here we go. When we talk about India has nearly 17 international cable systems, mainly trading or landing, actually not trading, mainly landing in two port cities, that is Mumbai and Chennai, along with two domestic cable systems connecting island territories, that is Andaman and Lakshadweep. Okay. However, its shares in global subsea cable infrastructure remains low. We are nowhere into the top list of the global infrastructure subsea cables. Okay, infrastructure of subsea or the undersea cables. India's internet is highly dependent on a few key landing sites. That is, few key landing sites. There are basically two in Mumbai and in Chennai. Apart from that, the union territories of Lakshadweep and Andaman. Okay, it's vulnerable to disruptions such as Red Sea cable cuts. Just like the cable cuts they do happen in the Red Sea, okay, it can also happen in India. It also happens in India, because of which many times, okay, the internet connectivity is compromised. Then fishing trawlers, they do also cut down many of the time the cables. And apart from that, the lack of domestic cable repair ships further threaten network stability. So if the cables, they are disrupted or damaged because of anything, maybe because of a natural reason or the man-made one, that is the because of the trawlers or something like that. Okay, we do not have a proper indigenous repair ships as well. So firstly, we will have to get the ship from another country. Okay, it will be sailing and then coming to India. It will take time. It will come and then we'll start the repair work. Okay, it will also take time, and till that time, the connectivity will be compromised. Okay. Then, laying undersea cables in India requires nearly 51 permissions from various authorities, which is big, big trouble, which absolutely delays the projects, okay, delaying the projects. And experts call for regulatory reforms and more cable landings and local investment in repair and maintenance facilities. So, red tapeism is what the biggest cancer of our bureaucratic machinery or the administrative machinery. And apart from that, the another problem that is with regard to the hierarchy of the departments. And when it comes to the laying or the establishment of the undersea cables, the company or an organization, the one who is trying to go ahead with that, will have to take clearance, permission, or any type of particular letter from 51 different departments, right? So obviously it troubles. So what are undersea cables basically? How am I going to define them? Obviously undersea means undersea, that is inside the ocean, okay, or the sea whatsoever. So the undersea cables, they are the main link connecting the world's internet networks, okay, world's internet networks. They connect internet service providers and telecom operators everywhere with those in other countries. These cables are a few inches thick and are heavily padded to withstand the hostile environment of the seafloor. Though they are, armored. They are heavily armored or padded or layered. So, inside strands of fiber optic cable, similar to those that connect modern telecommunication towers and routers, they provide massive capacity for large volumes of data to quickly crisscross the earth. Okay, so basically, undersea cables, they are the channels or the chambers that are made inside the sea, that is the ocean or a water body basically, that connects the internet of one country with the another. Okay, yes, it is layered, armored, or padded with absolute security, okay, to go ahead or defend itself or tolerate the very deadly environment inside the water body. Okay, yes, it has got those things, but still there are issues with regard to its maintenance as well as repair. Okay, so simply speaking, the one thing that we need to mark, okay, so they are heavily padded, okay, to withstand the hostile environment, okay, the deadly environment of the seafloor. Okay, so they are covered with a cemented manhole cover, right? And apart from that, inside also a proper tube of metals like steel and iron is established to cover it or protect it from any such type of natural phenomena, right? So a cemented manhole, this is what the fact is. Next and the last news for us into the list: livestock theft, key to Africa's jihadist economy. Let me be very specific and honest and not biased, not means like not having any type of prejudice towards any community or religion, or neither trying to dishonor or defame any religion. Let's be very specific. Jihad or jihadist, a term related to a religion that is known as Islam. Islam, a religion that has got another phrase as well throughout the globe, that is Islamophobia. Another mark on the religion, Islamophobia. The term famous in African, Asian, European, American, call it North or South nations, right? A big question mark on the piousness of religion, right? Yes, there is. But is Islam really a religion of terror? Is Islam really a religion which promotes the bloodbath, the bloodshed, or the killing or genocide of the people, of the masses, specifically, in the name of promotion of the religion or protection of the religion? Does this word jihad absolutely tries to promote terror or terrorism, simply speaking? What's the answer? Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Irrational, pathetic thing. Islam or any religion of the world, not just Islam, any religion of this world, never talks about killing or genocide or, just murdering the people in the name of promotion and protection of religion. Nowhere. Nowhere the term killing, nowhere the term murder, nowhere the term genocide has been mentioned in the holy books of Islam, from holy book, that is Quran Sharif, to Sharia, to Hadith, to Alibath, to any other book, right? Islam is one of those religions of this globe that is very pious. Or let me be very honest here. Why one of those? All the religions, they are pious. None of them is impure. All of them, they are, from Hinduism, Sanatan, to Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, Christianity, or whatsoever we have got. Every religion talks about fraternity and brotherhood. Every religion talks about promotion of both of these elements. Peaceful coexistence is what the religions they do talk about. But the problem is the incidences happened or start of the Russo-Afghan war during 1970s with the start of an organization. I just hate them literally. Taliban. They call themselves Taliban. Protector of religion, what their term they have mentioned for themselves. They do have no knowledge of religion. They have just did one thing. They have just degraded their own religion, that is Islam. Terrorism is often connected with Islam because of these pathetic, irrational people known as Talibanis. Now they are the government of Afghanistan. I feel too pity for the people of Afghanistan there. Right? Because of this Taliban, there have been, multiple other organizations as well from Taliban. That is the terrorist organizations named as Al Qaeda, right? The one which was led by the deadly terrorist Osama bin Laden. Because of Al Qaeda came into existence Lashkar-e-Taiba. Because of Lashkar-e-Taiba, Al Qaeda, and Taliban came into existence. The umbrella term now for the terrorism, ISIS, Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. How the hell you take the term Islamic? Are you working over the laws of Sharia? Are you following the principles enshrined inside the holy book that is Quran Sharif? No, you ain't. Do you know what is the meaning of the word jihad? No, you ain't. You don't know that. And what you are using, just you have hijacked the religion and the phrases from it, one of them being jihad. Yes, jihad talks about promotion of religion, but through the silent means. Let me tell you a very interesting fact. After the Battle of Terrain 1191, the first Battle of Terrain 1191, when Muhammad Ghori lost to Prithviraj Chauhan and he was returning back to his home, back to Pavilion. So while nearby, somewhere, I don't know exactly, but yes, somewhere near the region of the Bolan Pass, he met a person from his same home only, from his same home country only. He was a very famous person there. So Muhammad Ghori saw that he was a great saint actually. That very great saint is coming barefoot with just a book in his hand, okay, like this, and moving. The book was the holy book Quran Sharif. And when then Muhammad Ghori, he stood out, he just he just stood up from his horse and met that saint. And he asked, "Where are you going?" That saint replied that I'm going to Mulke Hindustan, that is the country of India. And then Muhammad Ghori asked, "But sir, why?" So he said, "I'm going for my jihad. Jihad, that is promotion of my religion." Okay, no wrong in that. And then Muhammad Ghori said, "Sir, please don't go. The people are very mad there. I went with all of my, forces, with all weapons I have. At that time, the state-of-the-art technology I had. Okay, and I had a good battle with a ruler there, Prithviraj Chauhan, and he defeated me. He beat me a lot. Okay, please don't go there. They will also beat you, and they will also, not admit anything spoken by you. It will be a waste of energy. Please come back to me. We'll come back a bit later with army, and then we will provide them a crushing defeat, and then we will rule." But that saint said, "No, no. You have done your duty now. You go. It's my duty now. I will go." So Muhammad Ghori was like, "Okay, it's your life, your rules. Okay, since you are reluctant, you are not ready to understand. No problems." So Ghori tried convincing, but that saint, he didn't agree. So Ghori moved away to Ghur, that is his home country. But that saint, he came to India. And today, Muhammad Ghori is a villain, not just in the Indian history, but other histories as well. But that saint, whether you are whoever you are, whatsoever name you are having, whatsoever religion you are having, whatsoever caste, community, or race you are having, you take that saint's name very respectfully. The holy soil of Ajmer is the resting ground for that great saint named as Khwaja Garib Nawaz. Actual name Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. Right? If I am the one, okay, who is having tika, or if I'm the one who is having a beard without mustache, I'm wearing a turban or a topi or a hat, that is a cap, that is, whether I'm wearing a mala of whatsoever god, whether I'm following this or that religion, doesn't matter. At Buland Darwaza of Ajmer, you will find people having turban, cap, hat, beards, no beards, mustache, no mustache, okay, tika and malas there, just standing in line to go ahead and just pay a visit to the great saint Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti or Khwaja Garib Nawaz. He performed jihad as well, but he was a jihadi as well, but he was a jihadi who spread love, compassion, respect, fraternity, brotherhood. He just implemented the element of tranquility, that is silence, peace within the masses. And whatsoever your religion you are having, go to Ajmer once, right? And you will see that from turban to cap, from mustache to beards, from mala to tika, everyone will be visible in that line just to pay visit to Khwaja Garib Nawaz or Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, right? So this is what the term jihad is. This is what how wonderful the religion of Islam is, but it has been hijacked by some irrational, pathetic people, those who have no knowledge of religion. And they're just hijacked the religion's name and performing all the unethical, illicit crimes in the name of religion, ultimately defaming the religion. That's the simple fact. Right? And this is what is happening in one of the Western African nations of Nigeria, where there is the presence of another deadly organization, terrorist organization named as Boko Haram, right? Part of the ISIS as well, right? So what they are doing? They're just imagine how degraded these nerds are. What they are stealing? What they are stealing? They are stealing the livestock of the petty poor farmers, and then they call themselves as jihadists, right? No wonder. Boko Haram, an organization, a militant group in northern Nigeria, right? So a militant, mainly inhabited areas in the northern states of Nigeria, especially Yobe, Kano, Bauchi, Borno, and Kaduna. Okay, the areas badly affected with the very so-called jihadist group. Don't know about anything they don't know about jihad, right? But still jihadist. Okay, Boko Haram. What does this word Boko Haram means? Western education is forbidden. Don't take it if it is forbidden. Who the hell asked you to have weapons in your hand and kill innocents? Right? Founded in the year 2002. What is the name? Boko Haram. Active where? Nigeria. The further of the facts. They do refer themselves as what? Jamaatut Athils Sunna Lidda Avati. Short name. Okay? Wal Jihad. Don't hijack the name, guys, please. If any one of them is there listening me, you are no one to hijack the pious name of jihad and disgrace the pious religion of Islam, right? So the people, literal meaning, committed to the propagation of the Prophet's teaching and jihad. Prophet's teaching. They are literally, defaming now the great Pagambar Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. So, in 2015, the group pledged allegiance to Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, that is ISIL, and they took the name Islamic State or States West African Province, Islamic State West African Province, also known as this West Africa. Okay, ISWS. So ISIS has got three variations: ISIL, that is Islamic State of Iraq and Libya. No wonder if Gaddafi was alive, he would have, buried you all alive. Okay. And third name, that is ISWA, Islamic State of West Africa. Right? So, guys, that's it with the session today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the session. In case you liked it, please do hit the like button as well. And so far, if you haven't subscribed our Study IQ English channel, so please do subscribe as well. And apart from that, let me know your opinion over the topics that we have discussed into the comment section. Okay, guys, so if you need to connect with me, you guys are free to do that as well over Instagram. If you want to connect, the username is Praveen Mishra _2107. And if you want to connect with me over Telegram, so we have got a channel there as well. So that is named as study _with _Praveen. So just go over the search bar over Instagram or Telegram, wherever you are connecting, okay, and put down the username and you will get me. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching me in here. See you all soon in the very next session. Good day. Bye bye. Take care. Study well. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.